Trails are our gateway, right here in our own backyard. I'm Dan Brillman, and we're going to find out how on
Playing guitar, writing songs, and what's that story about? What's that song about? Playing guitar, writing songs, and
Trail Town is a song I wrote for the Bay Circuit Trail hike videos. It's made up of two chords. The verse is two chords, F and B flat. And the chorus is C, B flat, and F. And it's played real peppy like this. We're going to take a hike, and we're going to meet some environmental heroes. Al French is with us, and we're going to have a special guest host. Let's join the adventure crew on the Bay Circuit Trail. Come on along and help me sing this song. We're the adventure crew. Join the adventure crew for over 200 miles of the Bay Circuit Trail in Massachusetts. One end starts at Plum Island, and the other on the shore of Kingston Bay. The Bay Circuit Trail arcs around Boston, going through 37 communities. Follow the white blazes up hills, through wetlands, and across eskers.
There's a nice, interesting old trail on the other side of this valley.
It's a network of people saving open space, protecting the land, and preserving its beauty for future generations. And after over a century of work, everything is coming together. It's time to take a hike and enjoy this environmental wonder. The Bay Circuit Trail is fun, it's educational, and it's now. Check out the Bay Circuit Alliance website, baycircuit.org. And see all the segments of e-awakening.com series featuring the Bay Circuit Trail.
'cause we're all connected by the trail, closer to nature, hill and dale, 'cause we're the adventure crew. That's me and you, and the whole world too.
I'm happy to be here as a guest host on this show. My name is Marilyn Brillman. I'm one half of e-awakening.com. My husband Dan and I, we produce environmental videos where we shine a spotlight on people, groups, and organizations that are doing positive things for the environment. On this show, we're going to be showing some video clips and talking about Bay Circuit Trail in connection with the environment. Dan, this is going to be a little bit different for you because you're going to be answering the question instead of asking it. Can you tell us how it came about that you hiked the Bay Circuit Trail?
Yes, I can. 8 years ago, we started our website, e-awakening.com. 6 years ago, I quit my job as a TV news cameraman. And that's when you came up to me and said, you've always wanted to hike the Appalachian Trail. If you hike the New England section, I'll be your support person. Well, 5 years ago, we produced a 1-hour documentary called The Mountain Song on that hike of the Appalachian Trail. And in 2013, we were thinking about something different. And we read in an AMC magazine that the Bay Circuit Trail was within reach of millions of people right in their own backyard. And I decided that why not make this a search for environmental heroes. We're going to meet some of our contemporary heroes, but first we're going to see some of the sights and hear some of the sounds along the way. The trail is so many things, from road walks to woods to this beautiful bog. It's this butterfly and all the peaceful sounds. It's protected areas, a place for wildlife. It's a tree that's fallen, a large rock tangled in its roots. And as Al explains, all the experiences this trail has to offer can be very important to our lives.
I do believe that its lifestyle is positively affected by exposure to open space on a regular basis, hopefully, close to where you live, so it's not a big production to drive, and also for people of less means, it's sometimes an economic problem of how to have the time or the area to get close to green space.
And as we sit on this very unusual bench, I wonder if all our environmental problems could be solved in the way that Al's attacked the problems facing the Bay Circuit Trail.
You have to make people glad, and I think that means they're glad if they feel they're being listened to, that they're included. So sometimes that's inconvenient.
A simple truth, including the people in the solution. And it doesn't even have to be your own idea.
I think the Bay Circuit Trail, the idea of walking from Plum Island to Duxbury, even if you didn't do it more than once in your lifetime, or not at all, if you, was exciting to people.
Joining us now is Al French. He's someone we heard a lot about when we were interviewing people on the Bay Circuit Trail. He is a founder and was the executive director of the Bay Circuit Alliance from 1992 to 2012. He's been actively involved in the Bay Circuit Trail for over 25 years. Hi, Al. Thanks for being on the show.
Thanks for having me.
Can you tell us about the Bay Circuit Trail?
I'll try. The Bay Circuit Trail is part of a 100-year-old dream, starting out in 1929, roughly, with environmentalists and visionaries who foresaw the need for Boston's population for open space in the surrounding areas, which at that point were farmland. And they worried about development, and they came up with the idea of a 100-mile corridor which would have protected open space in it. So today, almost 100 years later, after first a phase of what I call the visionary phase, then a long phase of advocacy at which nothing was done, World War, the Depression, and natural lethargy. But finally in the 80s, and I'd say by 1990, it started to come alive with the concept that if people walk on the land, they'll vote to acquire more of it. It wasn't my idea, but I bought it and became involved in what is now a 230-mile recreational trail from Duxbury to Ipswich, or the reverse. And it's been a fascinating grassroots effort of connecting people to the land. And today, the Bay Circuit Trail is well and doing very well. The only other thing I would say is that there's more to be done, that the visionaries did not have to contend with the tremendous growth in automobiles and in the shortage of open space. And now we all know that that's a fact. But this is a good start, and I'm really pleased to have been part of it.
Thanks, Al. We're going to have a video, and in Boxford, we met an amazing environmental hero, Nancy Merrill. This video is an inspiring story about how a town came together to save forests and open space.
They had this 46 acres on Hovey's Pond, which is a beautiful pond in West Foxford. We had been working in that area in West Foxford to protect a number of parcels.
And it wasn't easy. It took commitment, an investment of time and tenacity, a relentless perseverance.
And then as development came in, one of us would sit at the planning board meetings, lobbying for trails through the subdivisions.
Nancy Merrill has worked for many, many years, leading the charge to save land for trails and open space. Today she takes us on a tour of Hovey's Pond. Saving this place became a dramatic race against time.
When they finally got a developer to sign on with this purchase and sale agreement, that started the days ticking away. The town had 120 days to come up with the money, and another 30 days to close the deal.
This beautiful Keystone property almost became prime real estate. But generous people put their money on the line to save this jewel for the people's enjoyment.
The BTA Board wanted to raise a lot of private donations in order to help the town feel that this was a good parcel of land to protect. We raised over $500,000 in about a month's time.
And the town closed the deal with another $500,000, an astronomical feat.
This is a hemlock forest.
Through Nancy's leadership and pioneering spirit, in the days of modern red tape and legally dotting every I and crossing every T, Boxford has saved a wonderful area for the public's recreation.
Can you tell us why land preservation is so important?
Well, it's a big question, and plenty of people other than myself have pondered that over the years, but I'd just like to give one example, which is we all know and are told that walking and sports are good for us medically, but we don't often hear of what I would call the mental health results of being near nature and open space, walking. And I can tell from personal experience that it's a wonderful effect which needs more and more realization, that it's not just physical, but open space, which certainly does have good health benefits physically, also has a dramatic effect on how one can deal with today's frenetic pace of life. And in a nutshell, I think that's what open space is about from a human perspective. I would also like to add that we shouldn't ignore the effect of open space on the ecology, all aside from our human, the effect on global warming, on temperature. There are many ways in which open space counteracts some of the bad aspects of human development.
We just saw how Boxford was able to save open space. We have another video of Rattlesnake Hill in Sharon, and this is an area that needs to be preserved. Let's see that video now.
This is a good time for another survival story. Let's see what's rattling at another hill.
The only thing you hear here are bird sounds and the occasional plane, but there are just no other human sounds, and that is a rare thing being this close to Boston.
Rita Corey helps 89-year-old Vera Cross over some rocks as they guide me to the top of Rattlesnake Hill. 350 acres of unique landscapes and habitats. This group of concerned citizens shows me what they have been trying to save for the last 2 decades. All but 40 acres owned by developers, envisioning in one plan 8 to 12-story buildings, in another a 40B housing development.
I don't know if Rattlesnake Hill is an area that could benefit from this, Al, but can you tell us about land trusts and how they work?
Well, I'll try. One has to realize that land trusts come in many different flavors and shapes, but essentially the common thing is it's a organization that has its mission to acquire and preserve open space for the benefit of all future generations. They do not always acquire the land. Sometimes they acquire interests such as a conservation restriction. So that's their mission. But they come in very different modes. There are national land trusts, there are regional land trusts. In our area, such as the Sudbury Valley Trustees or the Wildlife Trust of southeastern Massachusetts, Greenbelt. They also come in, and this is important, I think, to the Bay Circuit, particularly local land trusts whose geographic territories are within the limits of one town. And they have a tremendous ability to affect things in terms of open space, oftentimes more than just the amount of land they own. They don't have to have preserved much land to to become a force for nature in their respective town. You might say a seat at the table among the many other issues that towns deal with in land use development. And so where a town has a local land trust supported by regional land trusts, which cover more than one town, and have staffs and therefore more resources, they can have an impact far greater. And they also then other organizations, but they can work together. We also have state organizations and other private groups, but they form the ability to work as partners for preserving land. And it's a very important development, and there's a long history, and throughout our country there are many, and a growing number of these organizations.
Dan, I know that protecting open space is very important to you. Can you tell us what you saw on your hike along the Bay Circuit Trail?
Yes, Marilyn. I saw a lot of beauty along the trail, and in some places I even felt like I was in the wilderness. But I also saw a lot of threats to the trail. Not only the trail, but to our environment. I'm concerned about the health of our forests and the ever-expanding encroachment of development into our beautiful places. We have a video clip that we can show you that demonstrates what is happening and what continues to happen when we don't protect beautiful places for the public.
We enter Sudbury Conservation Land and then Framingham Conservation Land and squeeze through an easement between private property. This is where I'm surprised to see construction. A brand new home sprouting up in these woods, and we find others on both sides. And here what I'm calling a $1 million view. The soil is disturbed, and it's clear we are not welcome to venture off the trail.
That video has some powerful visuals, and it gives us a lot to think about. For the last couple of years, Dan, Al, and I have been involved in the Gateway Project. This is where we do presentations in libraries about the Bay Circuit Trail in connection with the environment. We've done presentations in 26 libraries so far. Al, the Gateway Project was initially your idea. Can you tell us a little bit about it?
Just briefly, the Bay Circuit Corridor is actually 57 towns. The Bay Circuit Trail can only access at the present time around 35 of the towns. So we actually have a corridor that is greater than the Bay Circuit Trail itself covers. But so the idea is that there are other towns that both want to know about the Bay Circuit Trail and about conservation and open space issues in their towns and possible connections to the Bay Circuit. So it seemed to us that if there's a public library in every town, which there is, it seemed like a natural market, if you will, and we tested the idea in my hometown of Andover, and I think we had 90 people show up at the first session, which led us to try and do more. And it seems to be serving its purpose.
Dan, can you tell the viewers how their libraries can have this presentation?
On our website, we have a page that's about the presentations that we do at libraries. If you go to that presentation page on our website, e-awakening.com, you'll see the libraries that we're doing. But if you want your town to have a library presentation about the Bay Circuit Trail, we have our Gmail, eawakening@gmail.com. You can have your library contact us, or you can contact us, and we will be glad to set up a presentation in your town.
There are so many ways we can become involved and make a difference. I want to thank Al and Dan for being on the show, telling us about the Bay Circuit Trail and how important it is to save our forests and open spaces. I want to play a video now that shows more of the trail and what we found in our quest for environmental heroes. We talked to a lot of people along the trail, so I got to meet a lot of people, hear a lot of stories, find out a lot about what people are doing. And for me, this one is particularly important because I'm a big proponent of knowing what we have in our own backyards.
And what a backyard it is. 37 communities of trails, woods, forests, rivers, and streams. Bogs, wetlands, ponds, and all the insects, the birds, and the animals. And within this journey, we have uncovered a true and noble side of human nature, people at their best.
We discovered that we have some gems and some treasures and a lot of people that are out there protecting what we have and procuring more of the open space that is still available and saving it so that we have it for future generations.
We have mined our backyards for heroes, not from the past, but alive and living now, doing the unsung work that will only be noticed more and more as the years peel by. The Bay Circuit Trail could have perished. Our little backyard could have been endless chains of development. But they courageously fought on, and that is why we have this treasure.
It's a real gem. We have something really incredible, and it crosses 200 miles of our own state. And a lot of people, I know I'm repeating myself, but a lot of people have gone to a lot of work, spending some of them a good chunk of their lives working on this.
We produced this video to find environmental heroes, people taking action to care for the earth. The bay is nearly silent, as a cold, damp chill is accompanied by drops of rain. Deep red and a lifeless color infiltrates the green. There were fields of flowers then, and a birdhouse waiting for a tenant. A hawk searched in the sky for something to eat. It was a beautiful sight. Finally, we walked the last few feet of an amazing achievement, a 200-mile trail kept alive by sheer guts and determination. Together, our glass is full. There is always hope. This has been a tale about the keepers of the flame, those who chose to do battle with apathy and neglect. We hope that this is a tale of a great awakening.
This is a tale of a 200-mile trail, and all of the heroes called to the cause. We're taking a walk, we're living the talk, paying respect to the swamps and bogs. The Bay Circuit Trail, the Bay Circuit Trail.
Now's the time that I want to thank my crew. The crew is awesome. Justin Shanahan, Billy Davis, Tracy Crean, Aaron Connor, Kathy Welch, and Marilyn Brillman. And I also want to thank my good friend Alan French. Thank you so much. Alan, are you ready to play the song?
Ready.
All right. 1, 2, 3, 4. I've been hiking all day out on the trail. I'm pretty tired, but I'm inspired. I've been seeing the sights, earthly delights, and it's alright. Now the time comes around, and I found Trail Town. The people are friendly, they're glad to see me. I think I'll stay right here in this cool breeze, enjoying a tasty freeze on an outdoor patio. No, I don't think I'll get this to go. I think I'll stay for a while in this trail town. On the Bay Circuit Trail, there's a trail town. The spell is cast in Abington, Mass.
Take it away, Al.
Playing guitar, writing songs, and what's that story about? What's that song about? Playing guitar, writing songs, and
Come on along and help me sing this song where the adventure grew. The Bay Circuit Trail is 230 plus miles of trails, open space, greenways, forests, rivers, streams. It's a network of communities and environmental heroes working to preserve and protect the environment. Join the adventure crew and find the gateway back to nature right here in our own backyard. This show is produced by e-awakening.com. You can contact us at eawakening@gmail.com. We're doing this show at Abington Cam Studio. If you'd like to get involved in television production, please visit the website abingtoncam.org or email Justin at justin@abingtoncam.org or call the studio at 781-616-2950. Facilities and equipment are provided by Abington Community Access and Media Incorporated in association with the Abington Public Schools. The studio is located at 201 Glenowitz Way in Abington, Massachusetts.